welcome. Many blessings to you. I'm so grateful and honored that you are here joining us today on the MystiCOOLS channel. We're so grateful. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to be here. So welcome, welcome. So today I'm going to emphasize a lot on the importance of the love frequency. And I've got a few things that I would like to discuss that would also be reintegrating some of the previous videos and some of the things that we have discussed before with a little bit of a new flavor added to it as well today. So what I would like to begin with is when we are learning our life's lessons, let's say, and we have opportunities for growth. And if you haven't been here before, this is some of the previous videos, like being fearless in the unknown, being comfortable in the uncomfortable, doing our inner work, and when we learn the lesson, it transforms to a blessing. So it's been a little while since I've been on here and it feels good to be back because I have been in the process of learning many lessons and transmuting and learning illumination, to be honest, how to illuminate from within when dealing with uncomfortable stuff without. So one of the main lessons I have learned is when another gives hatred or judgment, to return that energy with love, the love frequency. And currently, I think I feel that a lot of us are having a lot of opportunities to grow. Let's say if you're, have a family, for example, your kids are on online school, everybody is home together. So all the energies are coming together and they're out of their norm, we're out of the familiar, and we're doing things we haven't done before, we're experiencing something we haven't before. So we're having an opportunity to be comfortable and uncomfortable. Now for some of you, this may be going, amazing, like everything's in peace, love, and harmony, no work needed. Bless you. You must have some good karma. And for for some of us, we're having opportunities for growth because we're being so close together with our loved ones. And so in this scenario, when people are close together and they're dealing with an opportunity for growth or a life lesson, there can be certain triggers that occur. We get little, buttons that get pushed or whatever. So let's say someone says something they don't mean to say, or an action occurs that isn't of the highest alignment. What do we do with that? Okay, so I'm going to be completely honest and humble with you. It's not like it's just smelling the roses. It's also the thorns on the rose bush. So, I tell you the truth, darling. To give love to hatred is one amazing ability. You must master your emotions. You must master your thoughts. And let's face it, we don't always get it perfect. So we must master the ability to forgive instantaneously, and even including ourselves, to be able to blossom the new opportunity of growth. So just like taking care of plants, they require daily care, watering, love. Plants love to love. They give all this love to us, and when we love them back, they grow and grow and grow. And it's the same thing with our children, our loved ones, ourselves, our friends, our community, those we surround ourselves around. And sometimes you have obstacles, you have challenge, you have opportunities for growth that come in, like being all together. So unresolved issues can come up. All kinds of things can come up. But what I've witnessed is that when we give love to hatred, and we give love to judgment, and we give love to criticism, and we take responsibility for what's coming to us, instead of being like, wait a minute, this is not fair. I was having a great day until you dumped this on me. I was doing wonderful in life until you dumped this on me, or whatever it may be. Take a step back, and when you take responsibility, there's no one to blame. There's no one to blame. There's only an opportunity that remains. And you take it in, you say, I accept this lesson, I'm ready to learn it, and let's transform to a blessing. And continue to plant the seeds of love. So behind you is a garden. On the last video, I think I did planting seeds of love. And in planting seeds of love, I talked about, setting the intention and planting love. Well, behind us is a garden, like a lot of plants, that started as seed and they have grown, and they just continuously grow. And it's such an honor to witness that development. And it's the same thing in our families and in our communities. We're all like blossoming flowers. We require certain care and nourishment to grow. So in that care and that nourishment is an opportunity for growth. So when something yuck comes, let's call it yucky, like a yucky behavior. Remember, like with parenting, with conscious parenting, it's not the child that's being bad, it's their behavior that, let's say is inappropriate or something. Like that action that you're doing is hurting, someone else, or that action is inappropriate. And, you set that boundary as it's the behavior, it's the choice that's been made, not the person itself. So a lot of times what we do in parenting, it's like, we're not upset with you, it's not we're mad at you, we're just asking you to change that behavior, please. And so a lesson today with Sebastian was, is that how you want to be treated? If you have something thrown at, do you want something thrown at you, for example? Or if you say that, do you want someone else to say that to you? And so we're just integrating this lesson, and that's to give love. So, and I also noticed some things came up from my past, and honestly, I've noticed that a lot of the stuff that's come up, it's been huge misunderstandings and was never intended to hurt someone, but they, for whatever, felt very hurt by it, or it wasn't conveyed properly. So I'm taking that responsibility, and I'm like, okay, it was a little tough at first with the amount of criticism and judgment. But what I learned is I can heal within to heal without. Instead of going, hey, wait, you're misunderstanding me. Hey, wait, you're judging me. Hey, wait, you're criticizing me. Hey, wait, this is unfair. Actually, it's very fair, because it's the lesson I'm meant to learn, and I'm asking every day to learn my lesson. So when it comes up, there's a fearlessness of the unknown when you're like, okay, I accept this. Instead of going into our minds going, this will never change, this is always going to drive me insane, da 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 da. You're setting that blockage up by not accepting the lesson. So therefore you're asking for it to stay and to continue. Well, I'm like, hey, let's clear it. Everybody, let's clear karma. I'm ready. Are you ready? And maybe that other person isn't ready. But when you give love to them, you heal within to heal without. So you say, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. Even if it's a judgment coming at you, you think, well, wait a minute. Have I ever judged anyone? Have I ever criticized anyone? Have I ever judged or criticized myself? Have I ever said things I didn't mean? Yeah. But if you hadn't, if you're perfect, then by all means, let's proceed with this. You're judging me and this and this and this. But honestly, it's a lesson. So we can step back and we can say, I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. I hope that you can forgive me. I send love to you. Or even like, okay, for example, some of it's like, oh my goodness, I'll say I'm sorry, and they may not say they're sorry. And neither party may not be perfect. But if you're willing to humble yourself and give love to that hatred, then you get to grow. And what you get to do is set the example of what growth is like. You get to be this plant that continuously grows no matter what, rain, storm, wind, whatever comes in, you'll keep on growing anyway. And the best thing you can do, because it's free will choice, they can choose whether or not they would like to also learn the lesson and transform. But when you set that example and you heal within, naturally your out is going to heal as well. So it takes some time. I noticed that in one of my clearings with someone was a very strong opportunity for growth and took many, many, many years. And I have another opportunity as well. So in keeping the faith and in knowing that when I do this work, and inner work is like being able to take responsibility for your life and your inner spiritual path and not expecting anyone else to have the answers for you. And also not demanding that others present to you what you need to do. And also being available and willing and able to learn from it. When you're like taking life's, what I call life's interruptions. So we get this plan, we get going, then boom, something comes up. It's like, whoa, I was not expecting this judgment to hit me today. Well, we can go one or two different ways here. We can be humble in the child of God and say, okay, I've got something to learn. I'm ready. Let me learn. And it's not always, folks, I'm going to be honest with you. This is like when you're dealing with it in your face, the judgment or the hatred, it's not like it feels good in your body. It doesn't feel good in our minds. It just doesn't feel good for our feelings. It honestly, most of the time, doesn't feel good. There's a bit of suffering in it, to be completely frank with you, when you do this inner work. But what it does is it purifies the channel so that the suffering decreases and the vibration rises. So in that liberation where you're like, I'm not playing the story of, for example, for me, I'm not playing the story as the misunderstood. Oh, poor man, misunderstood. I will just seek to understand. So what I learned is when I'm not understood, I can seek to understand. Where's that person coming from? Is my message clear enough? Are they understanding what I'm conveying? And how are they feeling? And a lot of times, like, people would say, oh, that's extremely selfless. Like, you have to be extremely strong to not even care about your personal feelings. Because you're, like, kind of transmuting, like, when you're saying, when someone's coming at you with hate and you're like, honestly been nice to them, but they're, like, saying things to you. Not that you've always been 100% nice, but in this time, you're, like, being nice or sending them love, and you're just kind of like, I don't understand this. It's beyond our mind's understanding, honestly. And you say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, which is a Ho'oponopono technique, which is in a video about to heal within is to heal without. So again, we're just kind of recapping some of these previous things because they're very in-depth. There's a lot of volume to these opportunities for growth for us. So you take in that information and then you give with no personal attachment love back. No matter if it's your fault or their fault or whose ever fault, doesn't matter. I'm here, I'm taking responsibility, and I would like to clear it. So I'm presenting to you love. That person will do whatever they do with that love in their own free will. They can say, I don't want that right now. You can send it again. Every time they come at you, you say, okay, well, I'm here for you. I love you. I'm available. Like in parenting, for example, when kids, you discipline or something, and then you might hear something like, I hate you, Mom, and it's like kind of rough feeling. You're like, honey, I'm just trying to make the dinner and do the dishes. It would be really helpful if you could be really and then you step back and you're like, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Is there something I can do to help you? I'm here. I'm available. Can we learn this together? And you'll find that when you keep presenting that child begins to build a trust, and then they begin to step back and say, whoa, Mom's being so calm and available, and then begin to change the behavior. Instead of so much drilling on the behavior, it's like we will say, hey, your behavior's yuck or whatever. If they say, are you mad? No, we're not mad at you. We're asking that this behavior go. And we're here for you, and we're available if you need to express anything. If you have any thoughts or feelings on the matter, we are here and available for you. We are able to help you. If you need us to show you how to be respectful, or how to put this away correctly, or how to do your homework. You know, we're here, we're able, we're willing and available. And when you present that foundation and you continuously give love, and it could be anything, it can even be the judgments in your own mind. Your mind's like, I didn't do enough today. So I'll say, you know, let's say something goes through and you have like a kind of a relaxing day, and then you feel unproductive or something. And so you might be like, oh man, I didn't get anything accomplished, this, and this, and this. I've got this. And then you could be like, if you had just done that, if you're just done that today, and you can begin to tell yourself these judgments, this is judge. So I'll just tell me, it's okay. Every day's a new day. We did the best we could. I feel successful about that. It seems that my body, for example, needed to rest today, so I'm going to honor my body, and tomorrow I'll get right back to it. It's okay to put things on the back burner sometimes, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that don't be productive or let yourself be consumed by laziness. I'm just saying sometimes we have a tendency to put more energy into a judgment upon ourselves than we do the actual succeeding of that thing we wanted to accomplish. So when you can step back and say, it's okay, I'm not feeling it today, so I'm going to rest, and I'm going to recap it tomorrow, or recap it in an hour, and just say, it's okay, I love you, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this opportunity to learn that my body needed rest today. Or I'm grateful to learn that I can't accomplish these 20 things in one day. I may only need to do the 10 today, but I'm grateful I got the 10 done today. Or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Being grateful in every now moment, and telling and honoring yourself where you are, and accepting where you are. Because when you do that, then all of a sudden you free yourself from the judgment, the love frequency comes in, and what you'll find, or what I find a lot of times when this happens, is things just work out. Like the next day it's like bam, 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 done, succeeded. And I feel really good about it because my trust in God is there. I'm not like beating myself up through judgment and criticism, and instead I've accepted where I am, and it gave me the energy and the love frequency to exceed and like really be grateful for it. So you're just like, oh my goodness, I'm overwhelmed in joy with the amount that I got accomplished. I'm so grateful I took this rest yesterday because it allowed me to get such energy for the next day. So I've noticed things like that, for example. So not only judgments from outside yourself, but also judgments from within yourself. So again, to heal within is to heal without. So if you have judgments within and you see judgments without, that's where I mean inner work. Work on the inner judgments. If the outer judgments is just not at all willing to accept your love, you give it love, then you go in and you heal within that inner judgment within yourself, or criticism, or self-pity, or whatever it may be, and you address that within yourself, becoming the love frequency and example, then the out will begin to reflect the healing that's within yourself. So it takes some time to see it on the out, so you got to give the patience too, and be grateful for the process. A lot of times we want to get straight to the top of the mountain and see the view. I just want to experience it, get it, let's go. And a lot of times, you know, it's like, do shorter videos, get to the point and go. I can't do that for you, because for me, the life journey is the joy of the process. And so I'm not rushing to get to the point. I'm taking a path, because sometimes in the littlest details is an epiphany, a breakthrough, a transformation. And if we rush through that just to get to the succeeding thing that our minds thought we wanted, we may miss the point trying to get to the point. So come back each now moment and be present, and don't be like, I need to be up there. I'm so grateful for this step, for that step. Oh, here comes the thing. Oh, great, I have an opportunity to give love. Oh, here comes, you know, criticism. Oh, great, I can give it love. Here comes hate. Oh, here's some love. Here comes sadness. Here's some love. Here comes, you know, an opportunity for me to show my compassion side, my love. And so it's all about attitude, you know, the attitude of gratitude. When we accept it and we're more open, it takes a moment. Sometimes it takes me a moment. I'll be like, thank you, Jesus. God bless it. God bless it. And inside it's like this turmoil. But after I keep staying calm and I begin to calm my voice down and say, it's okay. It's fine. It's good. All is working out for the best. I'm so grateful for, and so I endured some hate, some pain, some stuff like that. So I would say things like, I'm so grateful to endure this pain so that this lesson can be learned and transformed to a blessing. So when we're like open, willing, and available to accept and be responsible for this inner work, then it heals within and it heals without. So we can give love to every opportunity. And so that's what I really wanted to focus on this video, is the love frequency. Because we can fear, we can doubt, and for some reason I'm more focused here on judgment and criticism, mainly because that's the inner work I've been personally doing. But this can be in the same case scenario: fear, doubt, judgment, criticism, sadness, excuses, blockages because you have fear, so you'll make excuses like, oh, I was gonna live my dream, but you know, this and this happened, so that's why I can't. We can always start in every now moment. Surrender the mind's controlling grip and allow for divine intelligence to awaken that mind and divine intelligence to awaken the heart by giving love. And when in that love frequency, things just begin to heal, open, release, clear, you know, just really come into full alignment to who we truly are. Because we're beings of love and light in our core. In our core, we are children of God and we are beings of light. So when we can remember that in a triggered state, and we can remember that in the face of hate, and we can remember that in judgment and fear and doubt, all this stuff can come in and be, wait a minute, I love you. Wait, oh, this is an energy that needs clearing. Okay, I'm sorry, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And just, I'm available, I'm willing, I'm able, I'm here with love. Instead of holding the burden, blaming, judging, criticizing back, because then you'll be playing this energetic game where both parties get drained, blocked, and further apart and less connected. So if we want to get more connected into our, you know, ourselves, with God, with others, it begins by giving love to the most uncomfortable situations. So that love frequency will literally vibrate a resonance of healing, alignment, and bringing it all together. And when we come all together, we experience wholesomeness, illuminating light. And so I just wanted to send illuminating light of encouragement, that I know that sometimes we can be in opportunities of growth and that they can be very uncomfortable. But when we learn to be comfortable in them by coming up with techniques like taking responsibility, saying, you know, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, how may I help you, is there any way I can clarify for you, I'm here for you, I love you, I care, please, I'm open, express if you need, I'm here to listen, I'm here to love, I'm here for you. Even when others may not be doing that same thing for us, if we can do it for ourselves and we can do it for others, then the universe honors that and it comes back, and we heal within to heal without. So we can give love in every now moment when we learn to master our thoughts, our feelings, overcome and raise above the circumstances of judgment, criticism, hatred, blame, and all the things that basically, it's just like when you're in this state of not understanding, you can go into reaction. So we can seek to understand, and then we can respond with a loving response, which gives space for both parties. It gives space for all of the energy to expand, illuminate, grow, and become in unity, in peace. And it takes some, effort to be effortless. It takes strength. It takes faith. It takes loving yourself, forgiving yourself, and then also loving and forgiving others. And the golden rule is treat others like you want to be treated. So if you did something, would you want someone to easily forgive you? And if so, give it a shot. Try to easily forgive. If you don't want to be judged, could you give it a shot and maybe stop judging yourself and others? If, you know, and same thing with criticism, anything. And it's been a real opportunity for me, because I'm telling you, there's things that I have justified in my mind as not being a judgment or criticism or something. And then when you step back and you're like, wait a minute, this energy is not aligned, and you look at it for what it really is, an opportunity for growth, you're like, okay, that definitely is a judgment. And I give love to it, and that's okay. Because I'm so grateful that you can endure through this pain to recognize this, to have this epiphany, and therefore then you become comfortable because you're like accepting it. You're like, okay, this is a little uncomfortable right now, but I know that this too shall pass. And in this passing, I'm going to give grace and love and light to it. And yes, a lot of people say easier said than done. Absolutely. So go ahead and give yourself an opportunity to raise up your vibration, to control your emotions, to control your mind, and to be able to be available for divine intelligence. And just be open and willing and able, and give love to every moment of it, even if it's not perfect. Get back up, like, you know what, I give love. Hey, I will succeed. I will be victory. I will learn these lessons, and I will transform, and they will transform to blessings. And just give that like empowerment, you know, when you empower yourself and you're like, I give myself permission to grow and to learn, then there's really nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear if you make a mistake, because if there's a so-called, you know, error, you just clean it up and be grateful that you have the opportunity to clean it up. You forgive yourself, you forgive another, you clean it up. You're like, how can we work through this? And so I think we have an opportunity right now of being close together and all that stuff. If you're in families, and if you're alone, you have an opportunity to really work on yourself. So either way, we all have opportunities for growth. And I'm so grateful for it. And I pray that you can also be grateful for it and be open and willing to accept those lessons to transform to blessings. Because there's a real profound, empowered victory when you step yourself aside, your personal ego self aside. And you're like, what is for the betterment of all? If I love myself enough to honor and value myself enough not to play in the same energy, then I'm also honoring and valuing the other, and therefore giving love to all circumstances. So thank you so much for being here, and lots of love. Sending lots of love to you. I'm so grateful. And if you like this video, feel free to hit like. And if you would like to subscribe to our channel, we'd love to have you. And if you'd like to leave a comment for us, we would love to hear it. So thank you so much. We send lots of love and light. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste.